The flower.
It's a prairie gentian. No, it's a gentian.
I've never seen ginseng.
It looks like a lily, but they're only this small and blue. And it's one of the few prairie wildflowers that blooms in the fall below the canopy, so you never see them. Because nobody's going through the prairie doing that.
Oh, around here though, you would see them.
They really like sand prairies. But you got, this is one of the vanishingly rare species anymore. Lee County, up in Lee County, it's full of them. But
How do you spell gentian?
Gentin, prairie gentian. Tin. You don't have to know what it is to draw it, but helpfully know what color it is. There aren't many blue lilies. At least you got it to fly. And everybody should have looked pretty. I saw some over here. Everybody should look pretty much like that. Yep. So once you've done that, then you could use your watercolor, pencil, whatever, and make it the next step. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you just a couple of demonstrations, and then you're going to have some homework to do. Okay. If you'll notice, you have this handout, which is what we talked about last week. So I gave you this handout, and it has color mixing chart, and it has this color blending exercise, which we did, another one of those, and it has the color wheel on it. So I forgot to give you that next week, and also the step through on the little mile, the watercolor one. The other thing I've given you is there's two sets of these. It's called Natural Shapes, reference 1 and 2. And if you notice, on the shapes are on the back. They've already been given to you. So you can either use your color pencils. You can take these and transfer them to watercolor with the techniques that you already have. And use, so you don't have to worry about getting the shape right. What we're emphasizing is the shape is important, because everything else then becomes not easy, but easier. Okay? It's like taking a sigh of relief. Oh, I got that damn shape out of the way. Now I can. All right. So these are for your edification and benefit. All right. I'm going to go through this very quickly. Shading, and we're going to talk about shading with pencils, just with graphite pencil, but you can also do it with color pencil. Use the same techniques with anything. Okay. All shading does is add the illusion of depth. The thing that frustrates most people about drawing is it looks flat. If it looks flat, it looks like a child drew it in 3rd grade. As soon as it has the illusion of depth, it doesn't matter how crude it is, it becomes potent. Okay, that's the number one thing. And you have a sheet that looks like this. And this is again for you to do at home, but we're gonna step. And there should be a sheet that looks like it's just almost a blank sheet of paper here. It looks like this. Okay? So this and this go together. You got it today.
Yeah, they just got it today.
All right.
It's in our manila folder.
Okay, so the technique for giving something shading, there's lots of different techniques. One is simply stippling. Dots. Okay? You hear? You can do that on the computer too, but you know, dot, dot, dot. And here's that shape. And here's what it looks like, given the illusion of depth with stippling. Dot, 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 dot. And because these dots are very large, it's pretty crude, and yet it has the illusion of depth. Okay? All right. So stippling is one technique. That's the point of the pen, point of the pencil. Heavy is big dots, light is, you know. Go back. See? Close together, far apart, big dots, little dots. There's all sorts of variations within this to do this. All right, so stippling, cross-hatching. This is one, this is probably, I think, the most difficult because it tends to make it look artificial because you make the cross-hatching regular. It looks like a brick wall kind of thing. It needs to look a little bit more random. It doesn't have to be up and down. So we got BBB, but it's just a good way to practice this is take your pencil and just go. You can make an X.
Backgrounds.
Huh? Good for backgrounds, yep. And don't go. It's light. You can use a sided pencil, you get a wider line, you can use a pointed pencil. If the pencil is dull, it's probably better than a pencil that's just razor sharp. Then you make grooves in the paper. You'll learn many more wrong ways to do it before you learn the right way. That's okay. But here's what it looks like. You see, sometimes there's no need to hatch. You just kind of go, but you're crossing the lines. It's not parallel lines. You're just crossing the lines. Okay. And there's not a lot of shading that you need to do to give something depth. Okay, solid fill. Sided pencil, dark to light. You vary the pressure and you vary the distance between. Okay. This is what everybody does, but this is our illusion of shading. It's solid, right? Here's the variation in pressure. Heavy, all the way up to light. Okay? This is with no blending. This is just, and there are some, there's an activity in there called tonal scales. Anybody take piano lessons? How many times did you have to go through this? I took lessons for 9 years. I think I spent 8 of them doing stupid scales. All it is teaching you techniques. That's all it's doing. And the feel of the pencil, the feel of the piano. So your tonal scale, yeah, here. Tonal scale activity, just we can learn some techniques. We're not going to do that in class. It's a waste of time. Also, everybody's sitting here going, do that at home. Here's what it looks like. This is more familiar. Like, oh, yeah. So, you know, you get the low areas are dark, the high areas are light, and all of a sudden this lady slipper has the illusion of depth. It's still just as flat as it ever was, but it has the illusion of depth. Okay, then you combine solid fill with blending. You know that stump we gave you, that piece of paper? Now watch what happens. All of a sudden it's a gradation. It's not these solid lines.
You use a soft pencil.
No, your number 2 is fine. Softer is easier to blend than harder, but it's not necessary. You see these lines here? That's why I bore down too hard. You get the edge of the pencil, you know, you can see. And once you get a groove in the paper, we'll talk about that technique later, but you go from dark to light, here they are. And that's, you know, you use these, and as you can sharpen them, and as they wear out, you can
What are the numbers correspond to?
Sizes. Yeah. You know, you got a piece of paper like this, you're probably not gonna use a big one, but, you know. And you got, these are the sizes, I think you all got. You can also use, you have a whole set of stumps. Fingers, your toes. But if you get your hands, you know, all full of graphite, then all, you know. But anything that'll blend, if Kleenex works,
Q-tips.
piece of fabric, a t-shirt, you know, whatever. But look how elegant that becomes. This is what we're all looking for, like, and it's simply a combination of two of those techniques, okay? You could take any of those techniques and blend them and make them look like this. And it's just as flat as it always was, and yet it's round now, it's round, okay? And so hardness, this is what we're talking about. You got all two B's. Harder, softer. The B's are soft, the H's are hard. And you can go in nauseous detail. I like the number 2 pencil and, you know, 5B, 2B. The harder the pencil, the lighter the line, okay? So HB, 2B, right in here is a good compromise. But you just like a lot of pencils. Yeah.
So is the 2, like the 2B and the 4B, is it too soft?
Yeah, those are two different kinds of soft. A 5B is really soft. I mean, sharpening a 5B pencil is an all-day affair. I mean, you sharpen it, it keeps falling off, you know. And up here, this is like a piece of steel coming into the, you know. And there's also colored pencils called very thin, B-E-R-T-H. Those are extremely hard. And those, as far as I'm concerned, are extremely difficult to use because they make really hard and they're difficult to blend. And they're usually cheaper than the other ones because nobody buys them. So don't be, you know. I have a set of very thins, I don't ever use them.
What is it that actually makes the pencil that hard?
It's the carrier, different kind of waxes. They use some wax that they use for molds, which is very hard. All right, here's the one with the different pencils. See, this looks a lot cruder to me with all the different pencils, but if you blended all those, you end up right back to the other one. And I don't think I need 6 different pencils to make a drawing. You know, you just, but you can. All right, so any and all these techniques together, here's one of those drawings that we gave you. You can see all the different techniques applied to this one single drawing. I don't know if you see, there's see the stippling here is very coarse. You know, different techniques. So you don't use them separately, but you have them in your mental repertoire. That's the important thing. Okay, and there's your. How do you learn to do this? You learn by doing it. Okay? You can do stipples, you can do each different hardnesses, or all these different things, different techniques that you can do. And it's actually kind of fun. And it's not easy. If you start from light and go to dark, it's easier than if you start from dark and go to light, because you end up with, oh, I've run out of paper and I'm still at, you know, level 3 or something. So it's an acquired skill. Okay. Questions about that? That's okay. Everybody happy with their art expertise now? We're going to go out this afternoon and we're going to do some of this stuff. Looks like it's not too bad outside.
I'll go outside and check.
Oh,
It
you'll
wasn't
check?
rainy just a minute
Yeah,
ago
it was
when I
rainy.
was
Oh, was
running
it?
the
It's so
car.
rainy.
Good.
If you see the pillow, bring it in.
Oh, I already fixed
You
it.
got it? Okay.
This is my dog's pillow.
Okay. We're going to switch gears now. We're going to talk about photography, okay? All right. Lid off. All right. So, remember last week? What did we want? We wanted a photograph that had 3 components, right? And each one of those got 2 points. So when we, at lunchtime, I'm going to evaluate your photos. And I'm going to give each one of them a number. Okay? It'll be anonymous, and then we can. Okay. So it's technique, content, and composition. We talked about composition last week, right? I see some compositional issues on these back here, so we'll talk about them. So this week we're going to talk about technique. Meaning we're going to teach you to think. Remember that learning French? The vocabulary words, we're going to teach you to think like